Hello everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's making the bed, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Welcome back, and again it is the weekend, so we know what that means. Little heavier today, I'm having coffee and whole milk, about half and half, because it's a little late in the day. And of course the unfinished basement, because who wears underwear on the weekends anyway? So, today we are going to catch up with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Daily Chantal, Foodie Beauty again. Now, we did double duty last week because I tried to cover about 2 weeks worth of videos in one as I was not available the week prior. So this isn't, I want to say, as bad to, review, but at the same time, there's a lot more mukbangs this week, so 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So at any rate, where we left off, and Chantal being Chantal, there's either nothing or there's a ton of crap. There was a video, I think, every day this week. Where we had left off, was Chantal escaping her problems for a day. And all of this is going on in the heels of the Charlie Gold, Chantal, back and forth that's going on. So that's going to be interjecting in and out of here, because she'll mention her a few more times. But on the heels of that, Chantal decides to escape for a day. She's still going through emotional turmoil because what else does she do? She goes to visit her mom. She hits the casino. She says, "Yeah, I just want to eat what I want today. I just want to eat when I'm hungry and not overeat," which would fix a lot of problems for a lot of people, not just Chantal. So it's about where things left off. So where we're picking up is bruschetta, flatbread, pizza, and chicken. She's wearing a purple shirt in the last few videos, but I'll put a point on that in a minute. So she acknowledges, because this is a mukbang, this is not part of a balanced diet, but she does not feel like leaving the house, because of course the night before she was at a casino until the middle of the night. No shame, there's no clocks in casinos, there's no windows in casinos usually, so it's hard to tell. She doesn't feel like leaving the house, so she ordered. She's having a good day. She did say she smoked about a pack of cigarettes while she was at the casino, very, very quickly. And then she went out, of course, gambling. Now, smoking is not good, period, no matter what you've heard. Not a good thing, but particularly with blood clots, I think it wouldn't be good. Scratch that. No condition is improved by smoking. Let's just go with the safe fact there. At any rate, she, said she had a good night out, and then she starts discussing whether or not she's a racist, because apparently there was an issue that came up, again, with the Charlie Gold thing, and somebody who I guess was a Charlie Gold hate channel, and they used a gorilla in the thumbnail, and Chantal had seen this and reposted it or shared it somewhere, and to Chantal, allegedly, it didn't occur to her that that would be inappropriate or that could be perceived as a form of racism to, put all that together. Now, Chantal claimed moral superiority and that she doesn't even see things like that. It was read a little bit different. Now, do I think Chantal was a racist? I'm going to lean towards no, and not just because she has had a boyfriend who was not white. You can be a sexist and still be married to a woman if you're a man, or I guess, or a woman. So that doesn't exclude you. You don't get a pass for that. Mark had pointed this out. He had said, she kind of has a little bit of a superiority complex, period. So it's not that she thinks she's better than people of any other race. It's just that she thinks she's a little better than everyone else. So that's not targeted at people of specific backgrounds or experiences. That's just aimed at everybody. So we arrived at that, and I think that was a good landing place for her sense of entitlement. But again, she does talk more about Charlie being a hypocrite, how she's a bigger person, and she has no room to talk, and, she's not as big as some other folks, so technically she does have a little more room to talk, so to speak. But I'll let them all fight that out. I'm just watching the show, because it is so, I don't know. Anyway, we segue from there into, I've got her up. I'm just so obsessed. I have her all over the place. fettuccine alfredo and mozzarella stick mukbang. Now, her order was wrong, and the food was cold. But I can appreciate being so hungry you eat the wrong thing anyway. You know, I've done that. She did, of course, call to get a refund, but if you get the wrong thing, you should get a refund. I mean, that makes sense. At this point, I was kind of noticing, Mark had pointed out, she is very well made up, and her hair is done. She appears to be in a hospital gown, which she clarifies later is pajamas, such that they are. Uh, she still hasn't left the house, so she's ordering in more food. But she does have to go out tomorrow, which would be, because she has therapy and she needs to get groceries. So, and she doesn't have much to talk about in this video, except to say she is nervous about therapy. So, the next video, spending a whole day working on myself. So, it's a beautiful sunny day. It's a new day in the life of Foodie Beauty. She got her nails done. They look totally dangerous. She has... This isn't shaming her because of her size. People of every size have small hands. It depends, So these, they look like a sharper French manicure. I don't know nails like that. I'm not that kind of gay. But they look like you could do some damage. We'll say that. She spent the day, according to her, getting her shit together. Therapy was good, better than she thought, which is good. She said she wants to get back on meds. Now, this is a forever back and forth with Chantal, and she's allowed to change her mind, but I hope she's aware that she's changing her mind. Because going on the meds is a hope that things will get a little better. And then when they don't work in a week, because they can take 2 to 8, depending on the med, she flips the script and says, you know what, guys, you can't depend on a pill to fix everything. And she's 100% right. You can't depend on a pill to fix everything. But the pill can do what the pill does, and then let's get up and go handle the rest of everything. It's not like, if the pill won't fix it all, I won't take the pill and do jack the rest of the time. So, hopefully something a little more holistic, blending a little bit of the medical model and the recovery. Maybe she can find some safe ground. She did say that weekly therapy is expensive, but so is, lifestyle-related diseases, So it's, that's her call, but she also did say, and has said several times, that she will redirect foods from mukbangs into recovery-related, treatment-related expenses. So we'll see how far that goes. Therapy wants her to work on depression, address issues about her breakup and the hysterectomy, which Chantal doesn't seem too bothered by recently, but maybe she's burying it in food, and cigarettes and trips to the casino. And I mean, she wouldn't be the first. I'll just say that. Don't want to put her out here on Main Street and be like, look how she's coping with things. Because people cope differently, and sometimes they cope unhealthfully. But this is her go-to, because she's coped like this on camera for years. Next video, Starbucks and new home talk. In the middle of all this, she's leaving where she's been living with BB for, I'm guessing, the duration of her relationship, which is, 5 to 8 years, 7 years, something like that. And she's moving back in with Pete's, her ex, who she was with before BB. And they're looking for places, and they found one place where Chantal had to walk too far, and she almost died or something. And then they found another place, which Chantal says that she likes. It's a little grand, it's enough for a family, and it's just the two of them, but hey, if you like it and you can afford it, go nuts. Yeah. So, to start, she reminds me of me when it comes to eating after, like, a few days of crap. When you eat, like, garbage for a few days, and you're gonna start the new day right, and she goes to Starbucks, and she orders cage-free egg white with turkey-style bacon on a whole wheat muffin. Now, there is nothing wrong with that order. Nothing. But I always end up, like, I was struggling with weight, kind of like she is, like, you go back and forth between good eating habits and terrible eating habits, and you're just kind of stuck in the loop of that. You think today's going to be the day I start well, and you have, like, an egg white sandwich, and then you go home and you eat, like, a lawn chair, because you are so starved you can't even make it past your porch, or just not, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I see myself doing it. And then, of course, the half gallon of cold brew, doesn't really, nah. So they're excited about the apartment, or she is. Granted, they don't have it yet. She's filling out the paperwork. And she toured the place, and she thinks it's good, so they're waiting to see. Applications are in process, getting the documents like pay stubs and stuff. And she did point out, getting pay stubs if you're a YouTuber, that could be kind of a weird thing. I guess you just pull it from AdSense. We got a 1099. Was it a 1099 from Google? Just saying how much we made and how much we paid this year. So she also had an update on some lesions on her legs, that it's not diabetes related, that it's burst blood vessels. I used to get those a lot when I was a kid. I had stretch marks all over the place because it got really fat really fast. And they were, I think they explained to me, burst blood vessels because I was growing at such a rate I was literally bursting at the seams. So, next video. She cooks cottage pie mukbang. Let's see. The food did look good. I thought it looked good. Chantal's a good cook. I'll say whichever you want about her. I sure do. It's nothing on me to point out a few of her areas of improvement that we could all learn from. But I think she can cook. She does good makeup, and she can cook. And her speaking voice sometimes is nice. So she's having cottage pie, 19 kinds of pickles. She puts ketchup all over it. I'm not mad at her. I mean, call me white trash. I put ketchup on things you're really not supposed to put ketchup on. So, do you. That's fine. She tells a story about salad dressing, and she kind of mentions in it about the genetics of obesity. Now, the salad dressing story, which I found really cool, her mother was going to put dressing on a salad. We're talking when Chantal was like 8, maybe 9. And Chantal had a habit of always using too much dressing. So her mother was going to put it on for her. And Chantal was a brat, per her words, and had a huge meltdown. So then Chantal went to do it herself and poured, of course, a ton of dressing on it. And her mother said, your punishment is you have to eat it all. And Chantal happily ate half a bottle of dressing. Now, Chantal says, I know people don't think weight issues are genetic, but, well, I would say they definitely run in families, but I don't know if there's anything genetic about you being an overweight person. Certainly there could be a component, but I think being punished by having to eat half a bottle of dressing could. If that's only an example of ways that you were disciplined and it involved food, I could see that setting the stage for some unhealthy relationships with food later. Maybe. Just saying. Maybe it was an isolated incident. I don't know, but it was worth bringing up. So then Q&A is the next video. Breakup Q&A. So it was like a dozen questions, maybe a few more, about BB and her breaking up. And she said she won't address ones related to weight, but I will address yop. So just for a quick rundown. BB as caretaker? She says, not sure what you mean. Mark screamed, of course she does. She says no. BB on her eating habits? Did he comment? No, never. Never? Reason for the breakup: became distant. BB doesn't like to go out, and she can't have kids, and he wants them. So, did you guys break up before New Year's? Because my boyfriend wouldn't go for that with the hotel room. And she said BB didn't have an issue with it. If he did, he didn't say anything, and there was no funny business with Pete's. And boundaries in every relationship are different. I'll give her that. Boundaries are different. One couple's normal is another couple's no effing way. So, I gotta give her that. Did BB have a girlfriend or a secret wife when he would talk about his sister visiting? And she was just like, yeah, no, I don't think so. Did BB steer away from intimacy due to her weight? And she said no, but she was uncomfortable with her weight, so maybe she did, but she said, but the feelings were lost by the end, so she really wasn't in the mood, so it didn't matter. Did BB ever cheat? As far as she knows, no. Why do they sleep in the same bed? Because it's a king size and it's no big deal, though she says it's getting increasingly awkward to do. Is BB talking to anyone else? No. Do you guys ever argue about YouTube? 1 or 2 times, but then she goes on to say that Foodie Beauty has become more of a persona, that she has a whole life off YouTube that nobody sees. I hope for her sake she does. But Foodie Beauty as persona, I mean, she gets very defensive of her persona being attacked, because if it's not really her, and after all discussing all this, Mark screams she's fake, which, again, sums it up nicely, but I don't think it's just a persona, because if, somebody is acting out a part on their channel, which I watch a couple that do, and they get criticism for it, it's easier to go like this because it's not really you. It's something you're portraying, and your core self is different from this thing that's getting negative feedback. So, I don't know. There goes the cat. And the last video, Mafe African stew recipe and mukbang. Swear to God if she puts out another video before this goes up. I like recipe and cooking videos. I like food that I'm not accustomed to making. African food is something I know nothing about. So that was cool. Now, I will have to say, and I'm not dogging her because she's a bigger person. She has this purple shirt. Now, as I'm looking at a week's worth of videos, she's wearing it in like 3-4 videos. And people film multiple times a day. That's not a big deal. They were all mukbangs. So she's either abusing the hell out of this purple shirt, or she filmed a few in one day and didn't change her clothes. I can appreciate, however, having been a bigger person myself, that it's hard to find clothes that not only fit, but that look good and you like the way you look in them. I used to find clothes that fit all the time, but they were ugly as... So, I recycled the same few clothes over and over. I even do it now. I don't like clothes shopping, personally, so I will wear the same thing until it's falling apart, and then just buy a new one to replace it. So, not knocking her, but I noticed. So, and as that's coming to an end, she's telling the story about contacting the rental agent to drop off her paperwork, waiting to hear back. BB drags his feet when he walks. A lot. He was doing it in the background. I don't know. People walk how they walk. I thought it was a little rude, but I've never liked BB to begin with. So, don't be the thing to me. She said she wanted to binge, but made it through the night, and I had to look back at her community post. She was going to cross the border like a thief in the night again to go to McDonald's. We all have hobbies. I watch a lot of infomercials. I have weird hobbies, too. 2.5 hours. I could drive from Scranton, where I live, to New York City in 2.5 hours. That would be the equivalent of me driving to Manhattan to go to McDonald's and then come back. It's a long distance. I know when you live in rural areas, those things don't seem too far away, but it's a distance from here to there. So, I don't know. And, well, that's about where it left off. So, what's on the radar for her, I believe, is going to be apartment hunting. More, because I don't know... She's so fussy. Like, Pete's might not like this place. She might find something she doesn't like about it. They might get rejected, and then she says she just changed her mind because she doesn't want to say that they weren't approved for it. Any number of things could be a reason why they won't get, approved for this place. So do more of that, more awkward BB stories, probably quite a few more mukbangs, because their bank, that's where the money comes from. And she's got expenses coming up, so, hate the player, not the game, I guess. Or hate the game, not the player. Is that how that goes?
Hate the game, not the player.
Yes, thank you, Mark. Hate the game, not the player. Because I use that in my regular speech all the time. So,
yeah.
So that's all I got. Mark, any closing thoughts from off camera?
From off camera, I'm sorry. I still think it's totally bizarre that they sleep in the same bed. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can bet damn well that if we broke up, you'd be on the couch.
I think it'd be more like you would be on the couch.
I'm too tall for the couch. We'll fight when you're out of the shower. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and contact info is all listed below. Please tune in tomorrow for Sunday afternoon. We'll put out a post. I'm not really sure what we're doing tomorrow, but you'll be the first to know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.